Okay, once you have your analysis done for the month, you need to go back and update your forecast. Now, a forecast is simply your best estimate for the months that have not happened yet. And this is so important for so many reasons. You can make better decisions about what you can invest in, when you should launch, how many one-on-one clients you should take on. You'll have your net profit forecast for the year, for tax estimates. Like, it's just such an important number for you. So you do this by going back to your compile revenue and compile expenses tabs. Let's come back to compile revenue. So we're saying that this is an April file. So I need to update May through December. And this will make sense once you start the flow of your business month to month. This will make a lot of sense for how you're updating the actuals and then moving forward. And you will have started with a full budget file. So you'll have data in there and you'll just update with actuals, change anything you need to. Next month, update with actuals, change any remaining months that you need to. So you will get very used to all of your data. So for example, you just go through and make sure that everything looks good. Like, I have this stuff projected for the year. Say this client told me they couldn't start in June, so we're going to move them. I know when my launches are. And you can kind of decide, like, you know what, I actually want to hustle and get this client a month earlier so that I have some more income, you know, kind of however you're running your business. Gives you the option, you know, to say, like, actually, you know what, I do need some more people coming in October. And so you can just make sure to promote that and get some more people on board. So this is where you just go through and you update all of your revenue projections. And I just keep the actuals or one color, forecast is no color. I just like it organized like that. You just do that by highlighting these cells. And then, oops, you just click on this little paint box and the fill color. You can either do white or just hit reset. And then it changes. Just so I keep it organized. Then you do the same thing for your expenses. So you go through your expenses and be like, okay, this is what I spent each month on buffer. Is it the same? You know, you go through and be like, okay, a lot of them are going to be, you know, same month after month. Your Facebook ads, you may be like, you know what, I'm going to bump this up these next few months so I can get more exposure. Oops. You just go through and update your expenses with what you are planning to spend. Maybe you have, you know, you did, let's see, that's another course. Maybe you have another course in like a membership course. All the courses, right? Stop buying so many courses. Maybe you know that's coming up. It's just $150, just this little masterclass course. Okay, so you go through and you update your expenses. So then you come back to your income statement and you have, that's how you get your full year of expenses. So you know your total revenue for the year is $55,840. You have the same thing for expenses, $22,658. And that gives you an income before taxes number for the whole year. And it's so good to see because then you can look through and be like, okay, my revenue, let's look at the monthly fluctuations. Like, look at August, look at June, look at May. May only has $300 right now. So maybe this isn't really indicative of what's going to happen in the business. Like, hopefully you'd have it spread out, you know, a little differently, but it's really good to see this information. You are helpful. Okay. And this net profit number is really important too, because this is what you're going to base your taxes off of. So knowing your income before taxes for the year is really important and give you the best estimate of what you should be saving each month for taxes. So once you've gone through and done that forecast, you get to analyze the year. It's the same thing, going through our revenue, expense, and profit metrics so we understand what our current annual revenue forecast is by linking it back to our income statement. Let me go back up a little bit. So now it's the full year. Oops. Back up. So it's the $55,840 for the full year. And last month's annual revenue forecast, this is where I would open up my March file and I would go pull that number. And maybe I had only thought it was going to be 53,000. So formatting, you can just hit this little $ and then move the decimal points. I had only thought it would be 53,000. So now I'm increasing my revenue by $2,800 for the year, which is great. And same thing, current annual revenue forecast, you just link it to that cell and your budgeted revenue. You can go back and pull what you had budgeted. Maybe for the full year at this point, you'd only had, you know, 45,000. And again, $, and move the decimal points. And the budgeted revenue, honestly, I feel like once the year has started, like your budgeted number, isn't as important. The way it is important is realizing like the reason for the change and have you adjusted your life and business as needed. So maybe if you're making 10,000 more, maybe you can increase your monthly pay or draw every month or something like that. Or you're, using that, making sure that actually your expenses haven't increased too much. You want to make sure your profit is there as well. But, you could be investing more in your business in that way. So same thing with expense metrics, current annual expense forecast. I see equals, I come back to my income statement and I scroll down to the 22,658. Last month's annual forecast, I would pull up last month's file, for example. Once we have it all rolling, again, link right there, and my budgeted expenses had been $20,000. And again, just looking at, oh, look at that. It all maps. Okay, and looking at the monthly data, one thing that you can do too for your revenue and expenses, looking at the monthly data, what trends are you noticing in your business? This is just a good opportunity to look at like if your expenses feel like they're all over the place, or your revenue, if you have like a month that's low, low, high, if that's how you're planning it, like that's a great way for you to understand like how you can then layer in other things that you can sell into your business for these lower months. Like after a launch month, if it goes down again, you could have a bunch of one-time offers or things like that, or do a few master classes. So it's a great way to understand how to layer in your income for consistency. Okay, then again, of course, profit metrics. So our current annual profit, going back over here, way down here. And the last annual, I'm just using estimates for these since I don't have that file to pull up yet. And this is linked, and the budgeted profit, let's say we had said $30,000. Okay, so just understanding. Oh, actually the budgeted one, I should make this actually work. So budgeted revenue was 45, budgeted expenses were 20. So this should be 25,000. Make sure the math works. And so your annual profit forecast is $8,000 higher than what you had budgeted for. So that's when you really get into, and we'll get into an exercise about understanding your budget, a reach goal, and then like your dream, what it needs to look like. And so then you can start using some of this money for those things that really drive your purpose. And again, purpose-driven metrics for the year. We can modify these and update these and really dig into what's going on for you and your business. Am I moving toward the goals I set forth at the beginning of the year? Are there changes I need to make today to change the rest of my year? Like if you're looking at your data and you're all of a sudden thinking like, wow, like I thought I was going to make 50,000 this year and I'm only at 30,000. Like, what do you need to change today to get there? What do you need to focus on? Have I been consistent with my contributions to others? Have I connected with people that help me succeed? So again, we can dive into more specifics around coming up with purpose-driven metrics that are aligned with you. And so that's it for Analyze. So there's the 2 tabs. You analyze your month. You go update your forecast so that you have data to analyze your year. It's just such a great way to stay connected with what's going on in your business, what happened, make sure you understand, and then looking forward. I think that's the key thing that so many people miss. Is like, okay, this is what happened for the month, but what does the rest of the year look like for me and my business? So that is Analyze. Nice job. You are through step 2, overview.